What's up, people? This is Javi here, and today I'm coming at you with a review of the newest episode of Beauty and the Beast entitled Basic Instinct. All in all, this was a decent, enjoyable episode and was more of an arc episode. But this episode, I had to say, really showed off the faults of the series. The first thing I'm going to talk about is after last week's episode did great with the procedural element. This episode just completely goes back to throwing it in the background. Now, I get that this was done to focus on the arc, but usually, when that's done, it's usually the whole episode that's focusing on the arc. Most serial shows that I've seen, even the police procedural ones, will often um, do this. They'll take like the entire episode to focus on arc or mythology stuff. This one had a procedural plot, and throughout the entire thing, all I could remember was, oh yeah, there's this kid in the hospital. Yeah, so the show still hasn't seemed to be able to find that balance between the serialized stuff and the arc stuff. Also, with the arc came the big issue, which I've mentioned before, specifically in my review of the pilot. I've also mentioned it a few times on IMDb, which is why is Vincent still in New York City? Marvel would probably have a lot harder time tracking him down, or not being able to track him at all, if he had been in another part of the world, especially one of the more developing parts of the world, where it would be a lot harder for them to notice your less than human DNA due to lack of upgraded technology. And so far, the show has done nothing to explain the logic behind this. I guess the logic is that, well, then they couldn't have a show, which I don't agree with, as Catherine could have easily been a Peace Corps member or a doctor for peace or even a soldier. They only wanted to do it in New York because I guess the original was in New York, and except the original made a lot more sense on this front. Also, and this is something that has bothered a lot of people, and it really stuck out to me here. But everyone on this show really does look like they're coming like straight out of some sort of fancy magazine. I know that this has been mentioned before. It's been a common criticism. Obscurus Plupa even mentioned it in her review of the pilot. And you know what? She's not been proven wrong. Nobody has. I literally saw what was supposed to be the NYPD playing the FDNY in a baseball game, and every person looked like they could be a model. So far, JT is literally the only normal looking person in the entire series, and I have to say, as someone who has spent his entire life in New York City, this has to be one of the more unrealistic portrayals of New York and the NYPD and the FDNY that I've seen. If you really want a series that actually shows you police who look and act like real people, and I'm talking about like current series, watch the series Rookie Paloo. I highly recommend it. It's a much more better depiction of police officers than this series is. Now on to what I did like about the episode. I did feel that the episode did have a very good narrative to it. I also really liked the action scenes. The final fight was a lot of fun, and it was nice that it involved all the characters. Even spoilers here. JT wielding a baseball bat. The first fight was good, but it would have been better if it had been in like an alleyway or somewhere secluded and not out on like a public street. In the start of the episode, Kat gets kidnapped after a fight. I even think it was in front of a hospital, and everyone is looking for her, and nobody saw a damn thing. So far, the show has been good about this. The first fight was in an empty subway platform. The second was in a dark, secluded alleyway. But the third is right out in public, and nobody notices or sees anything. I guess to quote Highlander, one of my all-time favorite movies, that's New York for you. Millions of eyewitnesses, nobody sees a damn thing. I feel the relationship between Kat and Vincent is moving a bit too fast. At least with Vincent, I can get why Kat has a thing for him, and it's pretty much hero worship for saving her life, and of course, continuing to save other people's lives. But Vincent, I'm not sure why he's becoming so attracted to Kat, other than she's attractive, and well, that's just like really superficial. I can definitely see a romance building over time, especially now that Kat has gone out of her way to protect Vincent. But they were jumping into this before this episode even aired. And for me, it was just happening too fast. I had the same problem with the Thor Jane relationship from Thor. It just felt so light switched. I could see them as friends. I could see something happening as Thor started to get to know Jane, especially as Thor started to change more and more. But I don't know, it's like the relationship in the movie just got so light switched, from a friendship to them just suddenly being in love. And then, of course, Jane being the reason behind why Thor's changed. It's not as bad here, but it's definitely here. And though not nearly as bad, there is some logic to it, but I just feel that it's moving faster than it really should be. But all in all, the episode had a very good narrative, and even with its flaws, it manages to be constantly entertaining in one form or the other. I feel that despite its differences, it does have a lot in common with the original series, mainly that it aims to basically be a romance novel come to life. It's just a lot more darker, grittier, and action packed, whereas the original series seems to have been more upbeat and pure fantasy come to life. And if you like that, then this series is definitely for you. And personally, I would recommend this over Twilight any day of the week. So that's it for now. Don't know when I'll see the next episode as Burn Notice is back this week, but I'll definitely do my best to keep up. Till then, this is Javi signing out.